What is up, Breaking Bad fans? Kino here, and we're back with another Breaking Bad log. This time we're looking at the 10th episode of Season 2, Over. We open the episode with another flash forward to the black and white scene in the future. The guys in the hazmat suits are taking objects from the house, including the pink teddy bear. We also see that Walt's car is very damaged, and, more ominously than that, we see two body bags in the driveway, and are left wondering who's in them and who could have been killed. After the title, Skyler tells Walt she wants to throw a party to celebrate his health news. He's then left alone at home while she goes to work. He then calls Jesse, who meets with him at a restaurant. The restaurant they're eating at, by the way, Taco Sol, has been shown on the show before. This is where Skyler handed out flyers when Walt was disappearing, and we'll see it again one more time in Season 3. Walt tells him that he's going to live, which Jesse says must make him ecstatic. However, we get hints that Walt is not happy about this news, such as the line, "no such luck," when talking about himself dying. Walt says that after they sell all their drugs, he's probably done, but again, he doesn't look happy with the announcement. Back at the White House, they have a party with all their friends and family. They ask Walt to give a toast, but he gives a morbid toast asking why he's still alive. Afterwards, he, Hank, and Junior are sitting by the pool. Walt is getting angry and drunk, and pours some tequila for his son. When Hank tries to stop him from pouring more, Walt gets extremely aggressive towards Hank. Things get very tense until Junior starts puking into the pool. Back at Jesse's place, he cooks breakfast for Jane. He references the "Your Brain on Drug" ad from the late 80s. We also get another chilling foreshadow when he tells her that she wasn't supposed to wake up. Later, he shows Jane some of his old drawings, which we saw in Season 1. He says that he drew them when he was still a kid, but also says that it was 4 years ago, a subtle hint that Jesse is still very much a kid at heart. Also, as I mentioned in the Breaking Bad webisodes video, we see all of these superheroes in the Flash animation that Jesse created, which, given the timeline, must have been around this episode. However, at that moment, Jane hears her dad knocking at the door. Jesse tries to introduce himself, but Jane pretends like she doesn't know him. The next day, Walt calls Skyler to apologize for his behavior, but she ignores him. Interestingly, he says that it wasn't him yesterday. We'll see later in the episode and throughout the rest of the show the idea of Heisenberg, and if it's a separate identity from Walt or one in the same. He then sees that their water heater is failing. He goes to the store and buys the most expensive one they have. While he's working on that, he sees that the floorboards have started rotting. After investigating more, he determines that the whole house has rot. His family doesn't see anything though, and it's implied that the rot is all in Walt's head. It's a symbol of the rot in Walt's soul, and by fixing the house, Walt is trying to fix himself. Meanwhile at work, Skyler notices some discrepancies with the book. Ted plays it off as no big deal, but Skyler starts to cry. She says that she hoped things would get better with Walt after his treatment. But the scene at the pool showed her that things are very much the same as ever. She and Ted then hold hands, and we see a connection forming between the two. Back at Jesse's place, he confronts Jane about her behavior. There's a great little detail: when Jesse's smoking, he turns off the air filter. He's mad at Jane and passive-aggressively getting back at her by smoking inside. She says that she didn't want her dad to know about them, which Jesse takes insult at. When she says there's nothing serious going on between them, he storms out hurt. Later though, she slips a drawing under his door, apologizing for hurting his feelings, and we can tell that she does care about Jesse. In the final scene, Walt heads back to the hardware store for more supplies. The paint he buys is called Kills, another cute little foreshadow. As he's leaving, he notices a shopping cart full of the items for cooking meth. When the guy comes back to his cart, Walt instructs him on the proper method of doing this kind of thing. The guy then gets freaked out and runs out of the store. Walt then goes to stand in line, but abruptly decides to leave. When he does, he leaves the white paint behind, and it's a visual metaphor for leaving the Walter White persona behind and becoming Heisenberg. In the parking lot, he confronts the guy and his partner. These two kinda look like the Kmart versions of Walt and Jesse, complete with their own RV. And in a very badass moment, Walt warns them to stay out of his territory, which scares them off and they run away. And that's pretty much the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next Breaking Bad log coming soon. Bring the Kino back now. Russell, Sean, Heart of Markness, Logan, Clean, John Reyna, Jesse Sterling, Andrew Stewart, Ops Racing Media, Daz J. Kid, Conan Higgins, Sam Cedarlin, Don Lucania, Celery Man, and Jenna Marie Johnson.